Hey guys, welcome to my channel. In this video, we will see how to play against two knights variation in French defense. In two knights variation, white starts with e4, e6, knight f3, and instead of knight f3, white can play knight c3, d5, and knight f3. The position will get transposed. So we will see knight f3 here, and after knight f3, d5, and here white have one choice, which is e5. Black plays c5 and white gives pawn sacrifice by playing b4, c into b4, and then d4. The main point of this variation is to grab the center quickly, and then white start playing bishop d3, short castle, and then slowly bishop g5 and start attack. So this is completely a different variation. In this video, we are particularly seeing two knights variation only. So after d5, white will play knight c3 in two knights variation. So after knight c3, we can take d into e4. White will take knight into e4, but instead of that, we will choose to play knight f6, then e5, and after e5, here the main line suggests knight d7, and to continue with c5, knight c6, similar as exchange variation. If you haven't checked out my advanced variation video, then please go and check that advanced variation video, so you will get a better idea. So after e5, here the move I will suggest you is knight e4. Obviously knight into e4 is bad because d into e4 and this knight doesn't have any good square. This knight have only one square, which is g1, and after that we can just play simply knight c6 or queen d5 and take e5 pawn. So that's why after knight e4, white also doesn't have many choices. White can play moves like bishop e2 or d3 type moves, but just we will take knight into c3, b into c3, then the pawn structure will just bad for white. So the main move is knight e2 here. If not knight e2, we will just take knight into c3. So knight e2, and the main plan of knight e2 is to play d3, d4, and c3, and transports the position into advanced variation. So after knight e2, we will play bishop c5. Now you can see bishop into f2 is checkmate idea, and after bishop c5, white only have one good option, which is d4, and now we will play bishop e7. So now you can see our knight is very strong, and to remove this knight, white will try to exchange with his knight. So white will play knight g3. We will play c5, just ignoring knight into knight. Again, white cannot take knight into e4 because d into e4, if white removes this knight to anywhere, then we can just grab the pawn for free, and we will get one more pawn also on e5. So that's why after knight g3, c5, white will play bishop d3 and try to give more pressure on e4. Just the main plan is to take and take with bishop. So after bishop d3, we will play knight into g3, h into g3 forced, and if in first impression it looks like white got a good position because this h7 pawn is very weak, but we will just ignore the h7 pawn again. We will play c into d4. Here rook into h7 will not work because rook into h7, bishop into h7, and black will just play knight c6. If moves like knight into d4, then we can capture knight into e5. Since the pawn structure is the number of pawns are equal, so the position is also pretty normal, and both players can continue from here. But black have good chances because this pawn is weak, and this g2 and g3 are double pawns, and it's always bad for white. So because of this, white will not take rook into h7. Instead, white will play knight into d4, and we will just play knight c6, again ignoring h7 pawn. White will take knight into c6. White can play c3, bishop e3, but we can take knight into e5. So that's why white will take knight into c6, b into c6, and here white can take rook into h7. We will take rook into h7, bishop into h7, g6, and now you can see our plan is king f8, king g7. Obviously long term plan, because king f8, bishop h6 check is coming. So first maybe bishop g5 and then king f8, king g7. White will play queen f3, and we will just play bishop a6 and develop queen a5, rook b8, or bishop g5, king f8, king g7 as discussed. So that's why rook into h7 is not a right move at any point. So after rook into after knight into c6, b into c6, white can play queen g4 here to attack on g7 pawn, and after queen g4 we will simply play g6, bishop h6. The moves are not forced, but I decided to take this opening little bit seriously. So after bishop d2, queen c7, so that's why we are going into this deep. So short castle, and now rook b8. Obviously queen into e5 is blunder because of bishop c3, and we will lose our rook. So after long castle, rook b8 is the move, and after rook b8 I don't see black have any type of pressure. Instead, black is putting pressure on white. Black can play c6, c5, c4, a5, a4, queen b6, and black have lot and lots of plan like c5, c4 first, a5, a4 second, queen b6 third, h5 maybe fourth, bishop d7, and the plan like c5, bishop b5 is fifth plan. So black is just very fine in this position. Yeah, that's it. So two knights variation is very simple and playable for black. Just remember to play knight e4 move on move number 4. So yeah, thank you for watching my video till this point. Hope you enjoyed. If you haven't subscribed, then please do subscribe to my channel. Thanks again. See you in next video.